was saying earlier that we were in Columbia, Missouri. Like I was saying, as we drove into town, every house had a sign from us to support our troops. And after the show, this young man came up to me and said, "Michael, I'm an Army reservist.
Full screen.
And I have a brother who's been over in Afghanistan. And when he came back from Afghanistan, he wanted to give me something. And I've been wearing this object, and I'm going to pass it on to you tonight, Michael." So he handed me a bracelet. I look on the bracelet it said, "Special Forces Ranger Mark A. Anderson of the 175th 1st Airborne, killed in action on the 4th of March 2002 in Afghanistan." And then right after that, another woman came up to me. She said, "Michael, I just returned from Afghanistan. And I was over there working with women who were trying to put their lives back together in a small village. There were hundreds of people who were lined up to just get one blanket each because there was no heat for the winter, no fuel. She said there were thousands of people in line just to get rice. And that the people there hadn't even yet begun to think to rebuild their homes because even after 2 years, they were just waiting for basic things like water and food. She said that when the women left, they gave her a string of prayer beads, which are these ones right here. She said that they sent them off with her in hopes that she would take them to America and that the prayer that went into them would be delivered over here and would be said by the people in this country as well as the people in Afghanistan. As we left Columbia, Missouri, I looked on the back of all those signs that had said, "Support our troops." And on the back of every one of those signs it said, "By bringing them home right now." So things are changing in this country right now. People are beginning to wake up to the fact that war does the same thing over and over again. And for each bomb that we drop, for each bullet that we fire, for each leader that we overthrow, we don't create more peace and harmony on this planet. We create fertile ground for more people who grow up believing that militarism is the only way to solve problems on this planet. So this is a song I want to sing tonight for everybody who's going to be going to their water cooler at work tomorrow, or riding the bus or the train tomorrow, or just sitting around the dinner table with your family, to have the courage to speak out and to begin to ask the questions that just perhaps, just maybe, we shouldn't be fighting a war against terrorism. We should be fighting a war against militarism.
Just one nation, the whole world
Well, power to the peaceful, they say. I heard that noise bringing the house down, and well, it's about that time of year. Every time of year, around Halloween, well, I like to poke my head up out of the dirt and see what's going on. The odd thing is that I'm not seeing people reading the news anymore. I don't see them even watching TV for the news. There's another generation now which is going straight to the internet to get their own feed. It's new, it's different. There are things I've seen there that I've never seen in the print before. So perhaps if you wanted to see what happens when you are seeing flash news, you might have a chance to see Bush and Chirac. Bring it on, Internet Live.
Sorry.
Hey people, you ever used a computer and found that it didn't do what you wanted it to? Now you can see it do what you don't want it to do live here on Dead Air Live. And it's not really all just a bunch of hot air. Here it comes back again. Well, who knows what's going to happen next? I think it's probably time to get a new operating system. Well, you know, I think we should just give the whole system the boot. I think it's just time to jaw on a bit about it. But what if it just starts running and you're just not ready? Sometimes it goes by so fast. Oh, here we are. Well, it almost makes me feel like dancing alone. Because if I can only get my head back in the dirt where I felt so much more at home, every time I come up to see what's going on, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes the pictures are moving. Other times I see a whole house full of people grooving. And I still feel a little dry. It must be time to give that thing the boot. But I did see one piece of news. It was actually in print. There's supposed to be a new operating system. Longhorn. It's supposed to make all this much more stable. Oh yeah, can you feel the stability coming on?
In news just ahead, an international diplomatic crisis is looming following President Bush's recent State of the Union address, in which he warned of the Iran, Iraq, North Korea axis of evil. Bitter after being snubbed for membership in the axis of evil, Libya, China, and Syria today announced they had formed the axis of just as evil, which they said would be way eviler than that stupid Iran, Iraq, North Korea axis. Axis of evil members, however, immediately dismissed the new axis as having, for starters, a really dumb name.
Why, they are just as evil? In their dreams, everybody knows we're the best evils. Best at being evil. We're the best!
Diplomats from Syria denied they were jealous over being excluded, although they conceded they did ask if they could join the axis of evil.
They told us it was full. An Axis can't have more than 3 countries. This is not my rule, it's tradition. In World War II, you had Germany, Italy, and Japan. So you can only have 3. And a secret handshake. Ours is wicked cool.
International reaction to Bush's Axis of Evil declaration was swift, as within minutes, France surrendered. Elsewhere, pure-conscious nations rushed to gain triumvirate status in what became a game of geopolitical chairs. Cuba, Sudan, and Serbia said they had formed the Axis of Somewhat Evil, forcing Somalia to join with Uganda and Myanmar in the Axis of Occasionally Evil, whilst Bulgaria, Indonesia, and Russia established the Axis of Not So Much Evil really as just generally disagreeable. With the criteria suddenly expanded and all the desirable clubs filling up, Sierra Leone, El Salvador, and Rwanda applied to be called the Axis of countries that aren't the worst but certainly won't be asked to host the Olympics. Canada, Mexico, and Australia formed the Axis of nations that are actually quite nice but secretly have nasty thoughts about America, while Spain, Scotland, and New Zealand established the Axis of countries that be allowed to ask sheep to wear lipstick.
It's not a threat, really. It's just something we'd like to do.
Well, Israel, meanwhile, insisted it didn't want to join any Axis, but privately, world leaders said that's only because nobody asks them.
Well, I'm supposing if all that name calling is only somewhat evil, then I'm somewhat alive. Which brings me back to another point. This is Dead Air Live, and we have another clip for you, which is something like news. It's flash news. It's been prepared, and it's ready for you. This is it. The real setup. Okay, take it away.
The real Hussein, please stand up. I repeat, for the real Hussein, please stand up. We're gonna...
Y'all act like you've never seen it. Girls all on walking the door before the
I don't know. It's so hard to be live. What are you going to do in your free time anyway? I'd say it's going to be time to get back onto the net and have a good hard look at other ways of looking at what's going on.
May I have your attention, please? Infidels. May I have your attention, please? For the real Hussein, please stand up. I repeat, for the real Hussein, please stand up. We're gonna prom here.
I'd dance to this if I could see what was going on, but I'm going to have to get myself a new set of bifocals. So, I really would like to know more about the real Saddam, but hey, it's a flaky thing, trying to deal with all this newfangled technology, and I can barely deal with my old dentures. So, we're going to be kicking it too, when we got something to kick. There's a lot of goats out there that need kicking. You should hear those politicians getting their agit propaganda going. We got the newscasters casting the news, and then we got watchers not really believing a word. So then there are people making up their minds.
May I have your attention,
And they say,
please?
I see it more like this.
Infidels. May I have your attention, please? For the stand up.
Freaky thing.
I repeat. Please stand.
Freaky.
We're gonna prom here.
I think there's a ghost in the machine. But it's about that time of year. So close to All Hallows Eve. I can feel it. It's chill in the air. It's even chilling having to hear these politicians going on. What are they going to say next? Give it to me. I want the bad news, and I want it worse, because I don't believe a word you're saying, so you may as well give me it all. Tell me the joke about the depleted uranium. Oh, I want to know the one about your plan for peace. How about that peace? I feel a plan coming on. I think someone's going to tell us what's going on. give us this view of the big red, white, and blue.
We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
Gets mighty quiet after having to take in a piece like that. I haven't eaten in years, but it still makes me sick. I don't know what to make of it, but I hope there's some way to unmake it. Maybe if we all get our heads together on this one a little bit, we'll just queue up the next piece and carry on.
Infidels, may I have your attention, please? Will the real Hussein please stand up? I repeat, will the real Hussein please stand up? We're gonna have a problem here.
Y'all act like you've never seen a dictator before. Jaws all on the floor like Hitler and Stalin just walking the door. I started terrorizing years before the first Gulf War. Now I plan to even the score. I've got so many body doubles, it's true, no kidding. I don't go to the streets, they'll do my bidding. And Chemical Ali said, nothing, you idiots. Kemal is dead. I'll find a replacement. I probably got a couple of screws up in my head loose, but it's no worse than what's going on in the U.S. war room. Sometimes I want to go on Al Jazeera and let loose, but can't. But it's okay for the U.S. to destroy my statue. Osama's down with this. Osama's down with that. And if he's lucky, he might get weapons from Iraq. And that's the reason why my regime got attacked. If I react with chemicals, I'll surely get jacked. Of course you're gonna bomb me and my forces. By the time you fly warplanes, I'll be in the Greece sipping on champagne. And when you kiss me, please don't start to complain. You've got so many soldiers tearing up my terrain. I'm like a cockroach cause you can't kill me. The guy you're bombing now isn't the real me. My information minister goes on TV so he can say I wasn't found in Dundee free. And there's a million of us just like me, who dress like me, walk, talk, or press like me, mustache like me, a big piece of trash like me, and just might be a piece of shit, but not quite me. I'm Saddam, yes, I'm the real Saddam, all you other Saddams can all kiss my bottom, so won't the real Hussein please stand up, please stand up, please stand up. I'm Saddam, yes, I'm the real Saddam, all you other Saddams can all kiss my bottom, so won't the real Hussein please stand up, please stand up, please stand up. Check me while I babble on. Pump up the bass, Hussein. I'm bad. No, I mean it. I'm really bad. I could have you killed. Got him.
Well, that's some pretty rough going, but that's the way it is with the news. There's no news like bad news, and that's why you watch it. But you can watch it here, as it's been considered, with music, with a lot of wild images. All of them that's been said to be true in one form or another. And you can bring us some more. It's looking good from here. But maybe it's a bit like watching someone else surf on the TV set. You may just have to take down some of these websites and drive yourself. So, why don't we just drive ourselves a bit further off the deep end of the internet. Yes, next please. Where do they come up with this stuff? Suddenly it becomes very quiet again because we need to give that Longhorn the boot. Someday they'll get it right. We'll have the legendary stable system. But until that day, I think I'm just going to go back and stay low, underground, keep it dry. And watch out for that next meal. La 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 la. Sometimes when you hear them, you can't really even hear the words. You're just watching their mouths move. Your mind thinks la 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 la. Well, if you don't read that fast yourself, some head's going to talk at you and make you hear the same words. Good luck. Whenever I subverbalize, I just can't seem to find my tongue. Yeah, I bet this is going to hurt. Yeah, so what are we supposed to do? Yeah, if I was at home, I'd just reboot this thing right down the stairs. Huh. Well, you know, we're in a technologically dependent society, and right now I'm dependent on having some string tied to my chin. That's what keeps me alive. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Good luck, folks.
Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, "You're too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God." Men will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. And nations will not rise up against nations, neither shall they study war anymore. And I don't know about you, I ain't gonna study war no more.
Well, I don't want to study war anymore, but it's all you get to see on TV. They usually have about 20 wars running at any particular time. Well, I just had a word with my technical advisor. He says I'm a little too dependent on monofilament right now. So I believe he's mixing in a little something else that could give us a good picture of somebody else's point of view. But maybe you'll enjoy that view.
Father in heaven who lovest all, O help thy children when they call, that they may build from age to age an undefiled heritage.
victory. Victory at all costs. For without victory there is no survival. No survival for the British Empire. No survival for the urge and impulse of the ages that mankind will move forward towards its goal. Advance, Britannia! Long live the cause of freedom! God save the King! Put your confidence in us. Give us your faith and your blessing. And under Providence, all will be well.
Servants of state, who did say, Thou art God, we shall obey. We believe, for we have seen. Thou art God, and Lord.
Let us go forward together with our united strength. Advance, Britannia! Long live the cause of freedom. God save the King.
Well, if you got a pretty broad band, you could really just go out onto the internet and see some of these same things yourself. The website these lovely items are pulled through is ericbloomrich.com. You could just put that into your address, hit enter, say hello, download, play me, and get some flash news. army of one, army of ones and zeros. Yeah, well, one of the things that happens when you come back from the dead, a lot of people will volunteer to be your advisors. And my advisors suggest that you really should know that this message is brought to you by the internet. You can get yourself your news on the internet. Well, they like to say over here at SCATV, make your own media. But at the same time, there are things that you just can't say. Heard a great song on the internet, came with video, idiot son of a, well, I just can't quite say it. Nope, still not allowed. Despite the fact that my tongue is tied, you should know, these people, the way they're taking back the media, you could take it too. So, could bring on another clip here, and that will give us a little more flow, but it's not that smooth, not with news like that. So, just like chewing on rocks, it's going to be a little hard to digest, but as they're saying, verify it yourself. I don't know how you will, but without getting yourself into harm's way. They sure are shooting a lot of photographers these days. Hang tight. This one could be a little rough. I'm experiencing turbulence myself.
chains me. Lost in ruins, left in pain. Crippled winds give birds. Two different shadows and different days. The spawning breeze and smoothing curves.
Pretty wild how bad news can just sneak up on you like that. It's a heavy hit. It was hitting so hard. If I'm to believe the news, and I don't mean the news I'm seeing in print, but if I'm to believe the news of these investigative, independently motivated journalists, there was a few thousand tons of depleted uranium which had been pumped into Bush War I, Kosovo, and Bush War II. With a half-life of 4.5 billion years, I think we'll be busy for a long time cleaning up our latest mess. Now what's going on? My technical advisor tells me there's more news. Hope you're not eating dinner now. Well, I suppose if you can devalue a promise and devalue the truth, you wouldn't have any problem devaluing the economy. And how about if you just start by devaluing an election and then see what you're working with? Here's our tale of woe.
Machine on the freeway, running with me, there's my MC, homeboy, knows the rules ain't fun and his program, finding the right way around this map, might be pretty hard cause he fucks on crack, gee, man, so auto, you gotta make a mark and move where you want to, domination, to steal what you can and run from the nation, hey, what do you say, we automated secret speed from our getaway, take it to the edge, there's nowhere to hide and call up the boys, let's go for the joyride.
Don't fuck with me.
We've got such high drama here, you'd think it was an opera. And by the way, operas are always tragic. But we're going to try and bring on a little relief, although who knows what you're feeling at this point. This is Herky Bush.
Long ago in ancient Greece lived the Bush who began it all. Hercubush, half god, half mortal, half Texan. Hercubush.
You know, we could start anywhere. We might even start at the beginning. You know, as they say, one more time, hit it. Or as Joey Ramone once said, 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be a little fast for the pace of this game. 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2. All right, everyone on 3, lift. 3. Well, I suppose this makes you all ready for a little takeaway message. I recommend takeout. That was disgusting. Could it be true? Go look for it in print. See what you can find on the TV. If the advertising's too much for you, maybe it's time for some of that flash news. And come on, if we all get together, we can get through this. Yeah, so there's a hard message. You gotta keep your spirits up. So let's keep it moving.